I'm Ollie. Can you hear me alright, everyone? Okay. This one's untitled. I want to feel the loose lips of ecstatic experience take me home and caress me like she once did. Let me feel that zephyr of satiation stir up the hairs on my skin, placing its fingers on my neck and running its nails through my hair and drawing me closer in. Let me feel its nicotine charm make me dizzy and the tip of its tongue cause a tingle on my gums. Let it take my hands and pull me from the wallow of melancholy into the arms of orgiastic ebullience. I'm glimpsing it through a clouded lens, its figure is faint. I pray that this is not a chimera, ready to evanesce into the shadowed recesses of tomorrow. Quite a few of these are like short, so maybe just save them. Yeah, this is also untitled. Most of the stuff is, I don't know why. The face of my mind's desires pales under your unglinting stare. With tail and legs, I'm tailing endlessly my pursuit for interior exposure. Sidetracked onto guilt paths and tripping up on forked tongues. Lately there's been difficulty sleeping, what with this background hiss of white noise saturating sleep. My finger glides over your marble, my eyes closed, I guess each upcoming curve and contour. I know it is realized before it is felt. It is stardust in the night sky, it exists before our gaze confirms it into being. I know its pallid scent, I felt it fill the gaps in me. I have observed its miasma twist the hue of my skin, and watched it ride out off of my tongue on the crest of a breathless curse word. Withered and shrunken and nurtured by the soft pulse of your tranquility, the primal innate evolves and I see beyond the fire to an encompassing warmth. It does not just warm the toes of my feet, its waves penetrate my core and sparks the kindling in my soul. I want to bottle it, store its elixir and take it with me as to keep it close to hand as a remedy to soothe the motion sickness incited by the ceaseless discord of an oscillating soul. When I am with it, I am buoyed to ignore the deathly lull that waltzes about our heads, and I dance a dance, a tender minuet performed on the precipice of some great unknown power. It keeps me in its clutches, I am never out of its sight. Is it the knowledge that we are alone that makes me lie in you still, our heartbeats matched in time, drumming out a metronome, a beat upon which we recite our poems, attuned to the night, before falling back exhausted, weary from the ambitions of our dance and our dreams, and still, so close, yet a void that we seek to close in that moment, to fill with the fluid of our connection, slowly leaks and the distance between me and you and everybody else resumes its place. My head hits the wall, your hands locked in mine. A solitary whisper slides against the back of time, and for a moment I am fooled into thinking that we have fused, become one. This one has got a title. It's called Flame Flickers and Waves. The flame flickers and waves, almost going out before it's captured by a cupped hand around it. The head leans and the cheeks draw in, accentuating the bones in his face. She circles him, catches his scent and closes her eyes. He exhales, she coughs and he smirks. He closes the lid which extinguishes the flame and cuts the gas, whilst meeting metal on metal. She gestures for a drag and he meets her with a glare, but sure enough, he hands over his cigarette, and some ash drops onto her red polished fingernail, and it burns her. He brings her hand into his and lifts the injured figure, and places it in the warm wound of his mouth. He tongues the wound as she pulls a satisfactory hit. Then she removes her hand, thanks him for the smoke, and they go their separate ways. And this is my last one, and it's a bit longer, and it's split into 3 parts. Okay, the first part. Sitting beside towering dustbins, talking in hushed tones and afraid to touch you, I marvelled at the sparks, played with the dirt and felt my hands clam up, hoping that they would not find us, knowing that this must end soon and we must return to the game we absconded from, in favour of exchanging fragments. Your leg lies over mine, an innocent connection, and oh how much it means to me. Its spectral warmth lasts far longer than its presence and pervades my patterns of thought for many days afterwards. I return to it alone, in the still breath of the spring night, I see it when I close my eyes. I try to estimate its future magnitude. Enveloped in a radiant darkness, my door is closed and my hands are clasped. Part 2. You have gypsy blood, and I want to drink it. I want to make sure you won't disappear when I close my eyes. I want to feel you pulse through me, and I want to stride in time to your beat. Show me the inside of you. Let me bear witness to the nature of your soul. I'm going to part your legs and kiss the fire of your fantasies, if you will only just allow yourself to be exposed. I know I too find it hard to stand in front of you. I feel your eyes all over me. They address the infant and the adult. They contemplate the bitten skin around my fingernails and the germinating hair around my nipples. But still I stand and stare and remain placid under your passive scrutiny. I inhale and feel the physical distance between us. I feel the weight of the air that lingers in the gap. The hypnotic daze of anticipation cradles me, draws me in, magnetizes me to you. I can feel the unsteady cadence of my heartbeat in my fingertips. As the distance compresses in the contact between our eyes, history distorts and emerges anew. As I bring myself atop of you and as I try to get closer to you than I am to myself. My teeth press down as hot breath enrobes my ear and felt hands slip into hair. Lips engorged and full press and are pressed against, as arched backs fold into one another. You whisper into my ear, there is a purpose to the way we are fucking. Embedded in it is knowledge that we have something to prove. The receipt of my acknowledgement manifests in the whole. And this is the third part. Footsteps echoing home and in head. Varicose hands run along cold walls, catching back on wilted paper. Nails bending and bumps of plaster. Once you lectured me on the aesthetic merits of chessboard tiling in decrepit flats, and of watching roulette wheels spin on the television in the dead of night. Now I sit and watch and think of you, and try to see if I can see a piece of you stuck between the gaps. On the screen, a caller rings and tells him his favourite number. The presenter stops and stares straight back. He rolls the dice and it is black. The game is done and the call is ended, and we're all informed that the show is over.